How's it guys, Munash here, and today we have the first war of season 31 and I'm only, 6 days late? Yeah, I didn't expect to be gone for this long, but this month has been a bit busier than I expected. But I am gonna try to catch up with the war videos because I've been having a pretty good time this season so far. And I do have a number of interesting fights to showcase. So today I'm going with Mr. Negative, who is my favorite and most used science champ in war. And this was true even before the Human Torch bans. Then I'm also running Tigra, who is becoming one of my favorite Mystic champs because I have been using her quite a lot, especially in war lately. She's actually getting more action than Doom and Sorcerer Supreme. And then lastly I have Colossus, a champ I haven't used in war in well over a year. I think I've only brought him to war twice in total. So today we're starting on part 6, where we first have this Dr. Doom with combat deja vu Prowess and Prowess Puncture. So whenever I do the same basic attack twice, he will get a Prowess buff and a passive impact charge, which will give him an extra 60% block penetration, which is why I'm just alternating between doing medium lights and then a heavier attack, because I don't want to take any additional block damage because Doom already has some pretty high block penetration. And of course this is a rank 4, so yeah, I'm just trying to play it safe here. Drop those shortened combos and build the dark energy as usual. And then I want to get to about 11 before I convert again. I just have to wait for the aura to almost expire just to make sure that when I throw the special 2, he doesn't just resist that last hit and slap me. And one thing I forgot about is that my negative isn't just awakened now, but he's also Sig 200. I gave him 186 stones because, well, he'll probably be my first rank 4 science, but the Sig also gives him a slight damage increase, so that special 2 was a lot stronger than it needed to be. Alright, so now we have Wags with Aggression, Prowess and Power Focus 2, a pretty good matchup for Tigra. I prefer fighting the red one because the special 1 is easier to let miss, but this one does have Power Focus 2, which makes it quite similar because he gets to 2 bars very quickly and the special 2 is the easier one. And it's really satisfying throwing those light attacks to get the right spacing before you drop the heavy. Alright, so now we're gonna move on to the fight that usually makes me bring Tigra to war, and that of course is gonna be a 25 Ebony Maw. This is becoming one of the most popular placements in war for obvious reasons. Kinetic Transference and difficult to parry stun attacks is not a very fun combination. Add in Footloose, Falter, degen damage that's not always easy to avoid, and of course he is high ground. And the torch bans just make it even more of a niche fight. And this was the fight that I was the most concerned about this war because I just never know how the AI is gonna behave. Sometimes he's very cooperative, he throws his special attacks, you can actually parry stun him and he goes down very nicely in less than a minute. Other times he gets very passive, holding on to special attacks, and then you don't know if you want to parry or dex because dexing can be an issue because buffs and dispersion and the degen. But parrying also gives him more power and you can get to 3 bars very quickly, then you have to tank it, so that's why I use an invulnerability boost for this fight pretty much all the time. But today the AI was a bit favorable, I guess. I mean, I didn't have to tank any special 3s. My charges still fell off, but that's more because my Tigra is only Sig 44, so those initial ones don't really last very long. But what was funny about this fight is he went down in less than 50 seconds, and I didn't even get to use my special 2. I just used 2 special 1s to get the charges back, and the last special 1 ended up taking him out. So yeah, Tigra is pretty potent, I must say. Also, this is the first time I'm using a boosted Tigra, so I was quite impressed with the damage output. Okay, so now we're gonna switch to part 4 in section 2, where we first have a Havok with steady build-up Unblockable and special burst lockdown. And this is the fight that I brought Colossus for. Initially I was considering Guardian, but I thought with special burst lockdown and the armor break, I won't have any protection from detonation and he probably will eventually go unblockable. Whereas at least Colossus is immune to armor break, so the only somewhat tricky part is playing around unblockable. But I did still try to bait special 2s just to slow down the plasma buildup, so by the time he went unblockable he didn't have much health left. Also gotta land those reparries in order to heavy into special 2 for more damage with the passive fury. And of course holding block just also helps prevent him from throwing that special 1. and I used a mutant power boost to get a bit more power back from the special 2, so I only had to start playing around Unblockable when he had about 9% health left. Those special 2s would be so much better if he had a higher crit rate, but I ended up getting some pretty clutch intercepts towards the end while he had 1 bar of power. Dropped the special 1 hoping that it would take him out or at least push him to 2 bars so I can punish the special 2. But unfortunately not quite enough to do either. Get 1 more clutch intercept, drop that combo, and yeah, he goes down. So that's my Colossus gameplay for the year. Don't know when I'll use him again, but now we're going to move on to the last fight in section 2, which is going to be a man thing with steady build-up Unblockable, Crumbling armor, and heal block. Really good matchup for Mr. Negative. He'll only ever have 2 debuffs placed on him, so Man Thing won't go Unblockable. Man Thing can't place any of his own debuffs since Negative is immune to Nullify. I am still using an advanced power boost, so this will be a pretty quick fight. Even though I messed up the light energy build-up, I was supposed to stop at 8 and not 10, so they are going to start to expire a little bit quicker than usual. But still, I had more than enough time to get to another 8 and throw that special 2 before the dark energy expires. So 15 hits and 30 seconds in, and I don't need to do anything anymore besides avoid getting hit. Alright, so now we have 1 more fight left, which is going to be a Stunning Reflection mini-boss, and today we are facing America Chavez on this node. Now, I've never faced her on this node before, but I have faced her on others with a variety of different champs, including Tigra, so I figured she should work pretty well for this fight, as long as I can drop those heavy attacks to get the ruptures up, because that's going to be my primary source of power gain since there is polka dot power. And of course, the number 1 rule, just don't parry, or at least don't parry stun. So the start of the fight is a little bit slow, since I can't gain power until I drop some heavy attacks, but I need her to drop a special 1 first in order to do that, then I can just punish it. The special 1 is very Tigra friendly. I mean, the first hit is whatever, but the second one, the projectile, the one that you actually miss, is really convenient for Tigra, because I mean, you just need 1 dash back to get the initial spacing, and then you'll be so close you could actually sneeze on each other. Throw some special 1s to get the charges back, and when I get the Huntress sense back, I'll be getting a bit more power with the missed hits. And this was another fight where the fight was basically over by the time I got to use my special 2. So yeah, I'm really enjoying using Tigra in War. In fact, she is the only champ I've brought to all 3 wars this season so far. I know I'm still not perfect at using her, like I still don't do the whole dash back before a special 1 thing to get the Unblockable for more rupture damage, but I am slowly getting better and more confident at using her in general. Unfortunately, we did end up losing this war. We were just not at our best yet, but we did pick things up as the week progressed. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys found this interesting, and as always, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.